Come. All right, Shalom Israel, Shalom Yashala. Brother, that's how it's going to go, bro. Y'all are coming back at these precepts. And yeah, another cold cut, giving, of course, all honor and all glory to Yahweh. By Hashem Mashak, Mamalak Yahweh Shayat, Tazataki, the righteous, right, giving a mighty Kabal Kabanium, Lazaquanium, Bayat Hadawad, right, that's double honors to the elders of the house of David. That's been laboring, long suffering, and enduring in his truth, patiently waiting for the second coming of our Lord Hamashak, Mamalak Yahweh Shai. Right, of course, giving a mighty strong salute and shalom. Why Yahbashim Yahushua Barakatham to all the mighty Akim on the highways and byways, laboring, pushing, and doing this truth in season, out of season, right, on the highways and byways, to or throughout all the four corners of the earth, making your body a living sacrifice, right, waking up the hopeful elect, right, teaching the lost sheep of the house of Israel, and doing all the mighty works of the Lord, right, of course, as well, giving a hearty shalom, right, why Yahbashim Yahushua Shematham to all the mighty Akwat in his truth, right, married, right, or unmarried, right, reverencing their husbands, raising up the children decently and in order, right, cooking, sewing, right, being submissive, right, building up, right, the children and teaching them, right, the right things, man, right, being pillars of rest, right, exhorting the young woman as well, right, to be shamefaced, submissive, quiet, keepers at home, right, and magnifying the truth, right, through all that many works, right, and different offices, right, and as well, right, a mighty strong, right, hearty shalom, right, Yahbashim Yahushua Barak Washamar Thumb to all the mighty Banyim, right, the mighty powerful children, right, in his truth, reverence and honor, right, that mother and that father, being built up in the commandments, right, the laws, right, the statutes, right, and being, right, a pillar, right, and blink of light and glimmer of hope in these last days, right. So all Israel, I bid you a mighty strong, hearty shalom, right. Come on, right. So today's lesson, right, through the spirit, right, we're gonna get into, right, properly, man, right, all right, eating off the fruits of the labor, man, right, getting a just balance, right, because you got some men, right, they may try to creep in unaware, right, that they may see, right, that, a body is flourishing, right, brothers are, sisters are waxing fat, right, and the blessings of the Most High, man, right, they may see something, is kind of growing, man, right, and come in and unjustly, right, to eat of the labors thereof, man, right, and understanding how important, right, it is, right, of the growth of the vineyard, man, right. Actually, I'm gonna kick it off, right, with the book of Zechariah, right. This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 13, and verse number 4, and it reads, "And it shall come to pass in that day that the prophets shall be ashamed, every one of his vision, when he hath prophesied, neither shall they wear a rough garment to deceive," man. Right, and some men they come in with a rough garment, right? Not just on a physical level, man, but also come, upon a spiritual level, man. Right, you got some men, that come into, right, this truth to seek a preeminence, man. Right, to so-called have so-called a mighty name, man. Right, to so-called boast himself, right, to a high stature, right, or to a mighty estate, man. Right, and don't even know or understand the fundamentals of this thing, man. Right, understanding, right, truly what it means to be your brother's keeper, man. Understanding truly, right, how to actually serve the Lord, man, and the purpose of this truth, man, right, which is not for man's sake, right, so to speak, right, but more so, right, to do thy Father's will, man, right, and the will of the Father, man, is to preach, right, that this word and preach this gospel, to all the four corners of the earth, right, to wake up our people, right, to wake up the lost sheep, man, right, and then shall the end come, right. It reads verse number 5. It reads, "But he shall say, I am no prophet. I am a husbandman, for man taught me to keep cattle from my youth," man. Right? And that's our primary job and primary goal in this truth, man, is to be husbandmen, right? Husbandmen, or dealing with or dealing with husbandry, right, tends to dealing with a vineyard, right, dealing with what they call um uh uh vegetation, right, you're dealing with the crops, right, the increase, right, you may have to plow, on a so-called farmland, man, right, you're tending to, right, the cattle, the sheep, the flock, right, and who is the flock, man, right, the flock would be the nation of Israel proceeding to, right, in Jeremiah the 50th chapter and the 6th verse, man, right, the vineyard will also be the a nation of Israel, right, linking up, right, with Isaiah the 5th chapter, man, right, a five, right, a 5 and 1 on down, man, right, so being a husbandry, right, on a spiritual level, man, and you're tending to, right, the estates, man, right, of the nation of Israel, right. So verse 6, it reads, and one shall say unto him, what are those wounds in thy hands? Then he shall answer, right, those with which I was wounded in the house of my friends, man, right, right, and right, the chief house, right, that we're dealing with, right, is the house of the Lord, right. Let me get a precept, right, it's the book of Second Ezra, right, Second Ezra, chapter 8, and verse number 6, it reads, O Lord, right, Salaki, right, let me get a quick precept too, real fast, right, dealing with the husbandry, right, and dealing with the vineyard, Salaki, right, it's the book of Genesis, right, Genesis chapter 9 and verse at verse 20, right, it reads, and Noah began to be a husbandman, and he planted a vineyard, man, right, and also, right, in the vineyard, man, right, you got fruit, right, you got apples, right, which apples is a similitude, right, to the law, statutes, commandments, right, you got grapes, man, right, as right the Lord in a Song of Solomon, man, right, he compared us, man, and to, right, he compared the elect, man, to a cluster of grapes, man, right, the chiefest, right, being, right, those very tender a plump grapes, man, right, on the right hand side, man, right, so even, right, dealing, right, with going out, right, teaching, right, making your body a sacrifice, man, and doing the elements, man, right, and doing all spirits and tumults, right, and all so-called media and all so-called science, man, right, a shaking the hand, man, a contrary, right, to, right, what this society, right, wants you to be so-called, man, right, it's about a still attendant unto the vineyard, man, right, because as in Song of Solomon, the second chapter, man, and you got foxes, man, right, which the foxes, right, and even the small foxes, man, right, will be Esau, right, and these other nations, man, right, that tend, right, to want to come up, right, and rise up against us, man, right, to kind of smite down, right, those grapes, man, and cut you down from that vine, right, which that vine, right, going back to St. John, the 15th chapter, is Yahweh, man, right, so a being, right, a husbandman, right, or chiefly, right, dealing with, right, the husbandry, right, the planting, right, of the nation of Israel, man, right, you gotta do, right, your best, right, and do and constantly tending to it, man, right, that also, right, spiritually, man, demons, right, don't come up, right, and cut down the vines, man, right, cut down the fruit, man, right, because you also, right, have, right, brothers, right, sisters, man, right, you who need counsel, man, right, who day in, right, day out, man, maybe dealing with different demons and spirits, right, and you gotta be that the apothecary, right, proceeding to Ecclesiastes, right, the 10th chapter, right, and the first verse, right, to give, right, that specific medicine unto them, man, right, and you can't have, right, anything, right, that would deter the ointment, man, right, which would make the medication, right, null and void, right. And that ointment, that medicine, right, will be making sure you have the proper precept, right, the proper knowledge, man, right? Like I tell brothers, man, getting into the milk is deep, man. Right, the milk isn't just right. You going into the law all day, man. Right, the law, right, is it's like it. The milk, right, it's also knowing, right, how to save your brother's life, man. Right, the milk, right, the proper water, right, right for, right, the vineyards, the plants to grow and flourish, man. Right, it's also knowing how to give counsel, man. Right, knowing, right, what precepts to bring out, man, to give a comfort and healing, man. Right, how to save households, man, from being overthrown, man. Right, because what good is knowing, right, the in-depth, right, breakdown, right, to Daniel 2, right, Daniel 7, right, Daniel 11, right, second Ezra 11 and 12, right, you're going into Revelation, right, 20, right, 16, right, 8, right, all the deepest, darkest breakdowns and parables, man, right, but you got a brother who's getting ready to commit suicide, man, right, and needs help, right, or this woman, man, she's committing adultery, man, right, and all a matter of lewdness, right, and somehow, right, so-called a plotting to overthrow other brothers, man, right, to bring forth sins, man, right, punishable above death, man, right, so knowing a how, right, to give that proper medicine counsel, right, to bring forth, right, remedies, man, right, to have a proper discernment and knowledge, man, right, to see what things, right, or foresee evils, man, right, that may come and overthrow and destroy the vineyard, right, meaning to also destroy the nation on a spiritual level, man. These things must be also taken into account and perceived as well, right? So second Ezra, right, chapter 8 and verse number 6, it reads, "O Lord, if thou suffer not thy servant, right, thy servant, that we may pray before thee, and thou give us seed unto our heart, and culture to our understanding, that there may come fruit of it, how shall man live that is corrupt, who beareth the place of a man?" Right, so you want fruit, man, right, to continue, right, to bear forth, man, right, and to come, right, of your thoughts, right, of knowledge, right, fruit to bear in your understanding, man, right, and you don't want just a damn as you have a so-called moldy fruit, man, right, because that mold, man, is like cancer, man, right, and you got different types, right, you got green mold, right, you got black mold, man, right, got the damn nasty white fuzz, man, right, and it only takes, right, a one, right, so-called small bit, right, of mud, man, right, for that thing to run rampant through, right, the whole thing, man, right, it only takes, right, a small bit of that cancer, or a small bit of leaven, man, right, or a small bit, right, of that to be, right, within your understanding, right, to, right, to corrupt your entire fruit, man, right, or being diligent and perceiving these things in your thoughts in your mind, right, to foresee certain evils, right, and pray that the Most High, that He brings forth and He brings increase, man, right, into right into the fruit, man, right, and continue to bear, right, in righteousness, right, as a whole and body, right, Salaki, right. I'm gonna read that again, right. It reads, it says that we pray before thee, and thou give us seed unto our heart, and to culture our understanding, man. right? So you want your understanding, man, to be cultured, to be festered, to be directed, right, by, right, the will and most high of Yahweh Shem Yahushai and the precepts and doctrine of understanding, right? It reads, that there may come fruit of it, how shall each man live that is corrupt, who beareth the place, who beareth the place of man, man. Right, so spiritually, man, a dealing with right the flesh, right, dealing with right on with the mind, understanding of carnality, right, of the way of thinking of man, right. Hey, your ways, man, are going to be a diverse and corruption, man, right, less, right, fallen, right, and being endowed, right, in the ways of the Most High, right. Let me get another precept, right. Right, let's go to the book of 2 Kings. Right. Right, this is 2 Kings, right, chapter 19 and verse number 29. It reads, and this shall be a sign, right, unto thee, ye shall eat this year such things as grow of themselves, and in the 2nd year that which springeth of the same, and in the 3rd year sow ye and reap and plant vineyards and eat their fruits thereof, man. Right, right, and also, man, right, also, right, dealing right with the work of the Most High, man. It comes patience, man. Right, it comes patience, right, temperance, man, right, love, man, right, endurance, man, right, meekness, man, right, and all of the fruits of the spirit, man, proceeding to right Galatians, right, 5 and 22 on down, man. Right, because again, the Lord said what? It said, ye shall eat this year such things as grow of themselves, man. Right. Right, so you can't be as right some, man, right, that say, oh well, his camp is bigger than ours, man, right, or they have the so-called greater congregation, man, right, or they have so-called more followers or subscribers, man, right, and things are folly and vanity, man, right. Right, when the Lord said, hey, you shall eat of such and such things, man, which grow themselves, man. Right, right, which again, these things come with humility, man. Right, or you can't be a man, right, who you so-called separate yourself from from the body, man. Right, right, to so-called you want to go out and now you want to do your own thing, man. Right, right, we say to man, right, oh, it was for so-called such and such reasons, man. Right, when truly, man, and the Most High, he knows your spirit, man. Right, and he knows a man, right. He wanted to be so-called saint, man. Right, he wanted to so-called be right the so-called HNIC, man. Right, to so-called run things, man. Right, and to have right a so-called right to be on a so-called pedestal, man. Right, which the Most High, right, a one man now ought to be, man. Right, seeking after enmity, right, preeminence, man. Right, lusting, man. Right, after things, right, carnal, right, and instead of spiritual, man. All right, it reads, and in the 2nd year that which springeth of the same, and in the 3rd year sow ye and reap and plant vineyards and eat the fruits thereof, man. Right, so if you continue, right, to plant seeds, man, right, continue to till the ground and grow, man, and the Most High, right, he's gonna bring forth that increase, man. Right, and you got certain right camps, man, right, it might have started with so-called with one brother, two brothers, man, right, and then a two, man, right, turns right to three, right, then that three, it turns to four, right, four, it then turns to seven, right, that seven, man, it turns to 8, 10, right, and then the thing kind of multiplies, right, and grows, man, right, keeping right a humble and sincere mind, man. Right, by continue to going out, right, and planting, man, right, and tending right to right the vineyard, man. Because right, as the Lord also said, right, in Matthew the 20th chapter, right, the Lord said that he also hired servants, man. Right. So you need more, right, men, right, to come in, right, to labor, right, to come in, to continue to plant, right, to continue, right, to do, right, the first works and righteousness, man. Right. You need more sisters, man, to come in, right, to help, man. Right. Because, and to contrary to popular belief, man. Right. Sisters, you have a lot of women and daughters of Zion that play a very vital and key roles, man. Right. Right. You can't be, right, a brother, man, that says, the women, they're not on the highways and byways, right, doing the work, right. So they ain't really doing nothing, man. Right. You kind of doing this, man. Right. The women, the children, man, are all vital roles, man, and tending, right, and working at the vineyard as well, man. Right. To, right, the sisters, man, right, that may provide food, right, or waters, right, or drinks, man, right, to the men of the Lord, man, to give them energy to continue to prophesy, man, and to do the work, man. Right. Who may donate gloves, and socks, right, and scarves and clothes, man, to keep, right, to keep brothers warm, right, when it's cold, it's snowing, right, and dealing with the elements, man. Right. That way, right, that we are able to continue to prophesy, right, and continue to labor and to do the work of the Most High, man. Right. And continue, right, that our bodies may continue to endure these things, man. Right. And instead of being freezing, man, right, our bodies kind of breaking down, man. Right. All of these things, man, right, continue, right, to help to help, right, the plowing, man, right, the growing, man. Right. Because you just don't have a man in the vineyard with his hands, man. Right. He has different tools, man. He has different things to help him continue, right, to labor and do the work, man. Right. These so-called farmers, man, right, agriculturalists, right, these men who work in the fields and plant, right, and labor and so, right, that they still have to eat, right, drink, man. Right. They got the hoe, right, the rake, right, got the damn shovel, man. Right. May have, right, so-called tractors, man. Right. A so-called a seeder, man, to push, right. A damn wheelbarrow, man. Right. And different so-called tools, right, and so-called instruments, man. Right. To benefit them, right, and doing the work, man. Right. And these things all help to bring forth more and more and more increase, man. Right. Throughout the years or throughout the time in the truth, man. Right. From a humble point. Right. Let's go to the book of Ezekiel. Right. It's the book of Ezekiel. Right. Chapter 17 and verse number 8. And it reads, it was planted, right, Salaki. Right, I'm gonna start at verse actually Salaki. Yeah, I'm sorry at verse 2. All right. Ezekiel 17, right, and verse number 2. It reads, Son of man, put forth a riddle and speak a parable unto the house of Israel, and say, Thus saith the Lord God, a great eagle with great wings, long winged, full of feathers, which had diverse colors, came unto Lebanon, and took the highest branch of the cedar. He cropped off his young twigs, and carried into where a land of traffic. He set it in a city of merchants. He took also of the seed of the land and planted it in a fruitful field. He placed it by great waters, and set it as a willow tree, and it grew and became a spreading vine of low stature, whose branches turned toward him, and the roots thereof were under him. So it became a vine, and brought forth branches, and shot forth sprigs. There was also another great eagle, and great wings, and many feathers. And behold, this vine did bend her roots toward him, and shot forth her branches toward him, that he might water it by the furrows of her plantation. Right? And that's so called a great, right? That great vineyard, right? That great tree of statute, right? Was the a nation of Israel, man, a planted and a fruitful land, man, right? Right, because the Lord he gave us the land of milk and honey, man, right? Right, he gave us a beautiful and fruitful land, man, right? That sprouted up, right? With palm trees, man, right? That flourished, man, right? That was planted by, right? The great waters, right? Then, right? The law, statutes, and commandments, man, right? Right, that had diverse, right? Diverse colors, right? The diverse, right? Nations, right? The 12 tribes, right? Which have, right? Their multitude of talents, man, right? And gifts that the Most High bestowed upon them, man, right? Whose vine, right? Sprouted out, right? And exalts, right? All nations, right? In wisdom and understanding, man, right? Slucky, right? Verse number 8, it reads, it was planted in a good soil by great waters, that it might bring forth branches, and that it might bear fruit, that it might be a goodly vine. Saith thou, thus saith the Lord God, shall it prosper? Shall he not pull up the roots thereof, and cut off the fruit thereof, and that it shall wither in all the leaves of her spring, even without great power of or many people to pluck it up by the roots. Yea, it says, yea, behold, being planted, it shall prosper, it shall not utterly wither. When the east wind toucheth it, it shall wither in the furrows where it grew. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, say now to the rebellious house, know ye not what those things mean? Right, so know ye not, man, right? What these words mean, man, right? This parable, man, right? How we were once, right, at a lower state, man, right? And now, right through, right, that the hand of the Most High, man, cut down, right, and written up, right, by the roots, man, right, by the hands of these other nations, man, right, trodden down, right. Our leaves, man, are also withered, man, right. Our branches, right, broken, right, our twigs, man, right, become dry, man, right, in, right, a dark land, right, proceeding to Job, right, 10 and 22 on down, man. It's darkness, right, we're thirsty, right, it's dry, man, right, we're withered, man, right. It reads, it says, know ye not what those things mean? Tell them, behold, the king of Babylon is come to Jerusalem, and had taken the king thereof, and the princes thereof, and led them with him to Babylon, man. Right? And you could also read about that, man. Right? How Nebuchadnezzar, right, came, right, on his multiple voyages and sieges, man, right, and took our kings, our princes, right, our gold, our silver, right. In the book of 2 Kings, the 23rd chapter, right, 2 Kings, the 24th chapter, man, right, 2 Chronicles, the 36th chapter, right, 1 on down, man, right, First Ezra, right, 1, right, and 40, right, all the way down, man, right, how, right, literally came, man, and stole until it was nothing, man, right, and rent us until we were not. All right, I'm gonna jump down to verse Slakia. I'm going to jump down to verse number 23, right? And it reads, in the mountain of the height of Israel will I plant it, and it shall bring forth boughs and bear fruit, and Slakia, and be a gully cedar, and under it shall dwell all fowl of every wing, and the shadow of the branches thereof shall they dwell, and all the trees of the field shall know that I, the Lord, have brought down the high tree, have exalted the low tree, have dried up the green tree, and have made the dry tree to flourish. I, the Lord, have spoken and have done it, man. Right? So in the latter end, man, right, although we're low, right, for a certain state, man, right, we're dry, man, right, the Lord said what? That he's going to exalt the low tree, man, right, and that he's also going to make the dry tree to flourish, man, right, and also being, right, the vineyard, right, it's like the husbandman, right, the workers of the Lord, man, right, it's your duty, right, your so-called, it behooves you, right, it's your purpose, your due diligence, man, right, to go out and to plant, man, and to continue to water, right, through, right, the hand and the will of Yahweh Shai, right, to continue to water and to plant the vineyards, man, right, to redeem, right, the things that were fallen, man, right, those branches, right, proceeding to, right, Romans the 11th chapter, man, right, linking up with Jeremiah 11 and 16, right, that wild tree, right, being Israel, right, to bring, right, life, right, unto those branches and those leaves, right, which are fallen, right, withered, right, broken, right, trampled, man, right, and to bring forth, right, that light, man, that we may all be exalted as a nation, man. All right, let's go to Hosea. All right. Hosea, all right, chapter 9 and verse number 16. All right, it says, Ephraim is smitten, their root is dried up, they shall bear no fruit, yea, though they bring forth, yet will I slay even the beloved fruit of her womb. My God will cast them away, because they did not hearken unto him, and they shall be wanderers among the nations, man. Right, and that's exactly what the Most High did, man. Right through drawing our roots, man. Right, we've been smitten, man. Right, cast away, right, driven into, right, a diverse, right, a parts of the earth, man. Right, and right, a multitude of numbers as the sand of the sea, man. Right, and now, right, that time, right, coming, man. Right, to go out and to labor, man, and to harvest, man. Right, and to find those branches, right, those leaves, man, right, which were blown away, right, cast away, right, and broken, man, right, that they're broken and smitten, man, right, as the Lord said in the gospel, right, of Luke the 4th chapter, man, right, the Lord said that what he's coming, right, to heal the brokenhearted, man, right, and we are the ones that's brokenhearted, man, right, that the Lord literally said, man, that we're smitten and our roots are dried up, man. Right? What do we have in Babylon, man? Right? What do we have in these so-called countries, man? Right? Where other nations, right, still rule over us and oppress us. Right? Speaking the language right now of our forefathers, man. Right? But those who came and colonized, pillaged, raped, robbed, and murdered us, man. Right? Extorted us. Right? Taken from us, man. Right? Let's go to the book of Wisdom of Solomon. All right, it's book of Wisdom of Solomon. All right, chapter 10. All right, and I'm going to start at verse. All right, I'm going to start at verse number 6. It reads, when the ungodly perish, she delivered the righteous. Right, man. Right. Who fled from the who fled from the fire which fell down upon the 5 cities, man. right? And wisdom, man, right, is going to be able to lead you, right, from that the destruction, man, right, and to guide you, right, in the proper path to go, man, right, and even, right, wisdom, man, it takes wisdom, man, to even, right, deal, right, with the vineyard, man, right, knowing, right, how to be gentle, right, subtle, man, right, kind of, man, when to get in there, right, to break up the weeds, right, and break up, man, the um right, the so-called, right, things, right, the so-called plagues, man, right, laying down and taking away the pesticide, man, right, laying down, right, the proper, right, soil, right, mulch, right, and things, right, for this thing to continue, right, to flourish, right, properly and righteously, man, right, and what else? It says, of whose wickedness even to this day, the wasteland that smoketh is a testimony, and plants bearing fruit that never come to ripeness, and a standing pillar of salt, a monument of an unbelieving soul, man. Right, so you don't want a so-called plant, man, and bear fruit, man. Right, that's never going to come to ripeness, man. Right, you're in, right, this thing for vanity, man. Right, your laboring, man, is being put in vain, man. Right, you kind of walking through the motions, man. Right, you're kind of thinking, man. Right, that the Lord, man, is just it's just chastising you, man. No, brother, you keep smoking weed, man. Right, and you're losing the precepts, man. Right, every day, man. Right, no, brother, you're just not reading, man. Right, no, brother, you just are not studying, man. Right, you're just not doing, right, any type of work, right, reading, studying, man. Right, damn, going over, right, or making study sheets or quizzes or flashcards, man, to keep yourself sharp, man. Right, oh man, I'm just dealing with this same old demon, man, spirit, man. No, brother, you ain't prayed since last day of atonement, man, right, or fasted, right, right, so you don't want to so-called, right, come in, right, or have right, or plant, right, seeds, right, or tend to a field, man, right, or establish it, or establish itself, man, right, on the what they would call, right, unprofitable ground, man, right, you got so-called, right, certain damn dirt, man, right, that so-called uh dried out, man, right, or worn out, right, I had, right, a so-called part, right, um of my backyard, man, right, where it was a so-called dry pouch, man, right, and you gotta dig, you gotta dig deep in that thing, man, right, it was so-called, right, in one particular spot, right, one little so-called square where it wasn't growing for nothing, man, right, I mean, no matter what, you put extra water there, man, right, you put some so-called, right, the so-called chemicals down, man, right, spray, right, but it was literally, man, dug a damn deep in that thing, right, a damn put, right, the soil that was on top at the bottom, man, right, and then, right, put the other soil on the top that was deep in the ground on top, man, and then all of a sudden it was growing and flourishing a more than the rest of the grass, man, right, and greener, right, I believe it's called irrigation, right, if I'm not mistaken, man, right, kind of take the dirt, right, kind of deep, right, deep, right, dig it up, man, right, and then put the dirt on the bottom, right, on the top, and what was on top on the bottom, man, right, because it kind of it it so-called refreshes or reset, right, the grass, right, in your in your field, man. Right? Right? And you got certain men, right, that they may come to a field, man. Right? Where it may be a so-called desert, man. Right? Your so-called planting, right, and laboring, right, in in a desert, man. Right? You're only coming out, right, just because you want to shake the hand, right, at the nations, right? Or only, right, or you're so-called, right, you're damn hiding behind a tree, man. Right? You're behind a tree, man, right, teaching, right? Right, where none of the people is at, man. Right? Right? Or damn way, right, on the atop of a building or mountain somewhere, right? In a damn cave, right? Hey, you gotta plant, right, and vineyards, man, right, or plant, right, in fields, right, where there's gonna be a ripeness to come, man, right, going to our people, man, right, beseeching them in a place of chief concourse, man, right, where our people may be able to be reached, right, and built up. Right, let's go to the book of Leviticus. Right, because that's also in the law, man. Right, because also, right, Leviticus chapter 23 and verse number 10, it says, "Speak unto the children of Israel and say unto them, when you come into the land which I give unto you, and shall reap the harvest thereof, then ye shall bring a sheaf of the first fruits of your harvest unto the priest, and he shall wave the sheaf before the Lord to be accepted for you. On the morrow after the Sabbath, the priest shall wave it," man. Right, and who is our high priest, man? Right, Yahushua. Right, Yahushua, he is our high priest. Right, so even on a law, on a physical level, you have to reap, right, and bring the first fruits, man, right, unto our Lord, right, and you can't do it, or you can't bring forth any fruits, right, or reap any increase or benefits and bring it unto the Lord, man, if you're sowing, right, and plant it, man, right, in fields, man, that bring a zero ripeness, man, right, that your works, man, are tainted, right, you're not doing things of sincerity, man, right, you so-called you fell off, right, with your first love, right, which is this truth, man, right, proceeding to Revelation, the first chapter, man, right, and right, these things can't be without a spot or a blemish, man, right, you must bring forth these things, right, to these fruits, these increase, right, your works, your praying, your fasting, your reading, right, your counsel, right, your alms, your charity, right, all the various aspects, right, of this truth, man, your works, man, right, are presented and to be brought unto the Most High, man, right, unto Yahushua, right, which is our high priest, that he may make the offering, right, the weave offering or a free will offering, right, to be presented, right, and to be perfected, to be presented before the Most High, man, right, that we may be acceptable, right, in that day and time of judgment, man. All right, let's get that. All right, real fast. All right, Shalak, let me get a quick precept. Shalak, I want the book of Song of Solomon real fast. All right, chapter 8 and verse number 11. It says, Solomon had a vineyard at Baal Haman. He let out the vineyard unto keepers, every one for the fruit thereof was to bring forth 1,000 pieces of silver, man. Right? So in this context, Solomon is talking about Yahushua. Right? And it said what? Right? Had a vineyard, right? So he let out the vineyard unto keepers, man. Right? The keepers, right, would be, right, the men of the Lord, the servants, right, that come in, man, to that were anointed or appointed, right, to come in and to labor and to do the work of the Most High, man, right, in righteousness, man, right, to tend to the vineyard, right, which is the nation of Israel, right. It says every one of the fruit thereof was to bring 1,000 pieces of silver, man, right, and 1,000, right, it's talking about all of your works, man, right. You're supposed to bring everything that you got unto the Most High, man. Right, even going back to again to the law in Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, right, you're physically, right, supposed to bring in, right, all of the first fruits of your increase, man, right, before the Lord, right, you can't keep back, right, part of the price, man, right, you can't hold back, right, a small portion or part of the increase, man, right, all things must be brought before the Lord. Right, verse number 12, it says, my vineyard which is mine is before me. Thou, O Solomon, must have 1,000, and those that keep the fruit thereof 200, man. Right, so Yahweh, he must have, man, 1,000, man. Right, that's why you present, right, your fruits, man, right, before the priest, right, in the ancient world, right, and he also makes an atonement or offering on your behalf, right, the same way how we bring all of our works, man, right, but before the Most High, man, right, or it's like before Yahweh, right, which he presents before the Most High, right, and we also receive our reward in the last end, man, right, because that 200 isn't just talking about, right, or hey, everybody brings in, what they got, and then everybody gets $200, man. Right, no, right? It's every man being rewarded according to their works, man. Right, so if your works, man, if your 1,000, right, may have consisted, right, of so-called works, man, worthy, right, over, right, for lack of better words, man, right, damn, 7 cities, man, right, then that would be, right, your prize, or it's like your reward thereof, man. Right, if you're so-called, right, 1,000, man, you brought forth, right, like Cain, man, right, you brought forth, right, a unworthy sacrifice, man, right, you're bringing forth twigs and rocks, right, and sand, right, a damn dirt piles, man, right, before the Lord, man. Hey, your condemnation, man, hey, might be death, man, right. Might be a very, very, very low, right, low level servant in the kingdom, huh? Right, you may have to, work for a brother, man, right? Get things right, right? You may not be that man that have charge, right, or dominion, right, or over a city, man, right, or nations, man, right? So let's go real fast to the book, Hebrews. It's Hebrews, right? Chapter 12, right? Hebrews chapter 12 and verse, I'm sorry, verse 11. It reads, now no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous, but grievous, right? Nevertheless, afterward it yielded the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby, man. Right? Right. So even, right, in your so-called day-to-day life, man, right, even receiving discipline, man, right, even receiving correction, man, right, even receiving, right, on a physical level, right, or on a spiritual level chastisement, man, right, over rebuke and correction, right, from the Lord, man, right, even these things yields fruits of righteousness, man, right, sin, right, the things that our forefather went through, man, right, aware the things that did that were righteous, right, the things where they went off, right, right, to yield, right, and to bear fruits, man, right, in our mind and spirit, man, right, of the way to go, man, right, to be built up, right, and have, right, the so-called discernment, right, to be and knowledge and wisdom to be able to discern things are rightly, man, and in truth, right, to have those experiences, right, learned and gained, right, to be able, right, to continue to even, right, tend, right, to helping our brothers, man, right, our sisters, man, right, through things, experiences, encounterance, right, that they that may have been experienced, right, to yield, right, those fruits of righteousness, man, right, to build them up in the spirit, man, right, to guide, right, and to continue to have them, right, built up in the ways and house and course of the Lord, man. All right, let me get the book of Genesis, right, get to a few more, right, then we're gonna wind down. It's the book of Genesis, right, chapter 43 and verse, I'm sorry, at verse 11. It reads, it says, and their father Israel said unto them, if it must be so now, do this, and take of the best fruits in the land in your vessels, and carry down the man a present, a little balm, and a little honey, spices and myrrh, nuts and almonds, and take double money in your hand, and the money that was brought again in the mouth of your sacks, carried again in your hand. Peradventure, it was an oversight. Right. So again, man, attending right to the Most High, man, right, and bringing forth all of your works, man, and giving all the fruits of your increase, man, until the Most High, man. You want to give everything that you have, man, right, and let nothing slack, and let nothing, man, right, to be slack, man, right, and nothing to be held back, man, right, but to give, right, a deeper level, man, right, all that you got in this truth, man, in all aspects, man, right, that you may have things, right, in abundance, man, right, to be presented before the Lord, man, right, that you may be found, right, worthy, right, and acceptable inside of the day of judgment, man, right. Gone, right, Salaki. I'm gonna get one more. I'm gonna close out. All right. Come. This is book Galatians. Right, come, because right, the more that you're able to bring forth, man, right, the more, right, that you reap, right, what's like the more, right, that you so-called bring, man, right, the more, right, that the Lord, man, right, he's gonna give you the reap. All right. As the Lord even spoke about, right, of the three servants, man, right, in Luke the 19th chapter, man, right, multiplying your talents, man, right, taking, right, the one talent, right, flipping it into two, right, flipping it, right, your so-called 3-4 talents, man, right, flipping it, right, into 7, right, 8, right, flipping the 5 talents that the Most High give you, man, flip it into 10, man, right, and that way, and that the Lord, man, right, that he may present you, man, and appoint you, man, right, over, right, multiple things, right, or a variance of things, right, in his kingdom, man, right, guys. So this is the book of Galatians, chapter 2, and verse number 4. All right, close out on this. It reads, and that because a false brother unawares brought in, who came in privily to spy out our liberty, which we have in our Master Yahushua, that they might bring us into bondage, to whom we gave place by subjection. No, not for an hour, that the truth of the gospel might continue with you, man. Right? Right, so again, man. Right, when it comes to attending, man, right, dealing right, with the vineyard, man, dealing with the nation of Israel, man, right, the goal, man, is to make sure, right, that you're planting, you're watering, right, you're continuing, right, to build up, man, right, I'm also get that, right, 1 Corinthians, the 3rd chapter, man, real fast, man, right, actually, I'm gonna finish on that, man, right, you're tending, man, you're making sure, right, that you have that beast, right, man, coming in, man, and creeping up, right, to destroy, right, and to overthrow the work of the Lord, man, or the ministry, man, right, but to be circumspect, man, right, and to watch all aspects, man, right, of right the state of the flock, right, and vines, right. This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse number 6. It reads, I have planted, Apollos watered, but the Most High gave the increase, man. Right, so all that though, man, right, you got to watch for foxes, for serpents, man, right, for wild beasts, right, for wolves, man, right, in sheep's clothing, right, that may come to try, right, to destroy or disrupt, right, the work of the Lord, man, right, the planting, right, of the vineyard and gardens thereof, man, right. It's still right, and to be able, right, to defend, right, to keep, right, that thing holy, man, right. It's also important, man, to continue, right, to continue to plant, man, right, and continue to water, right, that the Most High, right, may give the increase, right, because you may give, right, a flyer, right, a breakdown, man, right, but then where you also gotta continue to water, man, right, do breakdowns, right, calls, man, pop-ups, man, right, to be able to give counsel, to be able to give sound judgment, sound direction, to go into breakdowns, to give the understanding, right, thereof, to be able to give the sense in the Holy Scriptures and text, man, right, that the Most High, that he may give the increase in due season, right, so with that, right, brother Gabriel Allah, coming back after these precepts, and yet another cold cut, giving, of course, all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Mashak, Wamalak, Adanya, Yahweh Shai, Tazadakia, our King, our Lord, the righteous, right. I hope this lesson was very edifying, right. Israel continue to stay steadfast, continue to stay diligent, stay on fire, right, keep enduring, right, keep fighting, right, and keep running this race, man, right. And with that, I want to say, Kwam Yashala, Shalom, all praise the Most High.